She's literally saying Blake Lively bullied me on my own set. And this is actually something that should be called out. The question is, why did she go through this process and file this complaint and lawsuit? Is it really the sexual harassment? Was it that bad? Was it that devastating for her that she had to do this? Because she had to have known that all these things were going to happen.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Don't Let It Stu. I've known this girl now for about 2 or 3 years now. She was a casting director here in Hollywood for all the big names, and she's absolutely obsessed with pop culture. She's a super popular podcast, and it rates in the top 10 to 20 on Apple. I just saw it last week. Daily Dose with Donna. Welcome.
Yes.
Donna.
Hey, welcome. Well, thank you for having me.
No, of course. Now, I have a quick question I want to get off my chest, and it's really, really simple, and you're just going to straighten it up for everybody. So people do, so I had to call my friend. I'm like, it's Daily Dose with Dana, right? They're like, no, it's Donna. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, but her name is D-A-N-A. And she's like, I know, but you pronounce it Donna. And I'm like, I know that, but it just, so I think you should rename the show Daily Dose with Dana Donna. I did. Everybody's covered.
Well, honestly, people can call me Dana. I seriously don't give a shit. But I'll tell you honestly, when I was a casting assistant,
yeah.
My boss, Greg, who I love dearly, and we're still very close. We were working for Kevin Williamson. This was
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek. It was during those times, and my name was on a breakdown, which is like a character breakdown that you release to all the agents, and all the agents would call and pitch actors, and they would all call for me because my name was on the breakdown. So they would say, "Hi, is Dana?" And then my last name at the time was in bowling, and it would annoy us so much. So then he would put on the breakdown Dana Donna. And so everyone would call and they'd be like, "Hi, is Dana Donna there?" And people wouldn't get it. So everyone still calls me Dana Donna. You can call me Dana Donna.
I kind of think it's so amazing. I love
horrible.
it. It just rolls off the tongue.
But it's the worst thing you can possibly do is name your kid something that doesn't phonetically
phonetically. Yeah. How was your holidays? How was your Christmas? Everything was fine?
Good. We were in Vegas.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. And then I ended up in Megan's house.
I love Vegas. I could just, I couldn't live in Vegas. I would die. No. I would have no money and I'd be an alcoholic. But I love a few days in Vegas.
I know. 2 days at the Wynn, perfect. And I'm out. And I eat there. I stay there. I do the restaurants there. You don't need to go anywhere else. And it's clean and it's just not crowded. It's lovely.
It's lovely. And we went to great restaurants, exactly. And my kids are at the age where they enjoy it. We go to shows. We go to great restaurants. It was fun. Yeah. What about you?
I want to go. There was Cabo was on the cards for a minute and I was going to go to Cabo. And then I was like, you know what? I need to stay put. I can't be just going and spending $2-3 grand. I need to calm down. I just had a whole Taylor Swift summer. I'm still recovering from all that shit. And so I stayed and Megan was like, hey, if you're in town, just come over. And then I was like, okay. I was like, well, that's really nice. Thanks so much. And so then I was like, hey, I'm staying. Why don't I just come over and cook the fucking food? You don't have to do anything. You're hosting. I'll come over. I'll cook everything here. I'll bring it over. So I did. And we had a great time.
So you just cooked at Megan's?
Cooked at Megan's. Yeah. It was awesome. Like a roast.
And you enjoy yourself when you're cooking.
Yeah. On a Christmas Day thing. And because I do a rib roast, potatoes, carrot, that's my favorite shit. That to me is enjoyable to cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's meat and potatoes. It's where I'm from, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That was my Christmas. It was nice. We're in the new year now. I saw Zach is starting the 75 hard. I'm in day 6.
You're doing it?
Yeah. I'm in day 6 now.
I'm not the right friend to talk to about it.
Oh, have you done it?
I can't do 75-day anything.
Yeah.
I can do 75 days soft. I will tell you, I can't. I told Zach this yesterday because I'm a big fan of working out. You know me. I work out every day. And I am not a big drinker. I only drink on the weekends. And I'm not, I've really cut down my binge drinking. I really don't drink a lot. But I told Zach that when I deprive myself and I tell myself, you're not allowed, I obsess over it and that's all I want.
Sure. Yeah.
So I have to just tell myself, don't do it a lot. and then I won't drink a lot. But if I say don't eat dessert, then all I want is dessert.
Dessert. Yeah. No.
What about you? Is it hard? Is it going to be
Yeah.
hard for
I
you?
can't be like, okay, I'll just have a drink on like Friday. No. No. It's just I've found with alcohol, and I really discovered this over the last like few months. It just lingers for 2 or 3 days now. And just the motivation, just like it just pulls it from me. And I'm like, no, I just need to cut it out for a while. It's all good. Focus on yourself, focus on your work, all that stuff. And I'm on day 6 now. And like at the weekend, I did kind of normal things I would do around drinking. I was totally fine with the Diet Cokes. It was awesome. Like I do not miss it at all. I think I'm tired of it. And I just want a break anyway, you know?
Yeah, it really does feel sometimes like a little, you get over it. You're sick of it, especially after the holidays. It's too much indulging, too much.
Exactly.
And you're right, like that feeling of being hungover, sometimes you get to that place where you're like, why am I wasting my life?
Exactly.
There's so much I could do.
We were like at dinner on Friday night, and like Julie ordered a martini beside me, and I was just like, I looked at it, and all I saw was like a headache and a hangover the next day.
Oh my God, you're growing up, Stu.
I know.
Growing up.
So good.
Stu, do you talk about your age? You don't talk about it out loud.
I do. 43.
You're not. We're the same age.
Yeah.
You were born 81.
Yeah. September
What's your
15th.
birthday?
September 15th, Virgo.
June 11th. We're the same age?
Yeah.
Wait, that's so cute.
Did you think I was older or younger? What did you think?
I actually thought you were a little bit younger than me.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm so maternal and old in my brain.
Like
I have
you
a
kid.
kids.
Like you have kids. It just like automatically you think older, but it's not. No.
I think it's
I'm
this
the age where I
age.
should have
I
like
think
3
it's
kids.
like no, but I think it's in my 40s because my 30s were like heavily partying years.
Yeah.
But in my 40s, like last year was the first year where I was like, I need to tone down the drinking a bit.
It is. I just think it's become, and it's funny because this beginning of this year is my 20th year in America.
Wow.
Yeah, 18 in LA, 20 like in the States. Yeah.
You're an immigrant.
I'm like, okay, that's good. Yeah, exactly.
Are you
Okay.
safe?
I think, but yeah, citizenship, but that might go away too.
Never know.
Never know. Okay.
Well, with these winds here in Los Angeles, you may not be safe. You may fly away. We said
Right.
that. It's very windy.
Tree might fall in my car tonight. I mean, I'm just kidding. Touch wood. There's no fucking wood here. Okay. The Blake Lively stuff, I've seen you talk about it a lot. I've seen Zach talk about it a lot. Zach had an amazing video that went to like 8-9 million views. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I saw a video of yours, which in particular, I was like, oh, okay. I never heard this point of view. I think you might have even started this, was you think that possibly she could have been in love with him or had major feelings for him on set.
Okay. I watched the movie and
So
I
did
text
I.
Zach. I
Yeah.
watched It Ends With Us the day that the complaint came out. I read the book when it came out
Mm-hmm.
during like TikTok, when it was on Book Talk during COVID.
Got
And I loved the book. But I never was really interested in watching the movie because I don't go to the theaters unless I
Yeah.
have to with my kids or whatever. So when the movie came out on Netflix, I watched it right after the complaint because Zach had just seen it and he was like, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I watched
he
it
told
a
me
couple
that
days.
too. Yeah.
Did you see it?
I just watched it the other day. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I liked it. I
Okay.
did like it.
I personally, and I was a former casting director, and I pick up on these things, I think. It's a personal feeling because a lot of people disagree, but a lot of people agreed with me. I felt the chemistry pulsing through them. Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, in my opinion, and then maybe it's because they hated each other, but I don't know. In my opinion, when they were sitting there and looking at each other in their eyes and stuff,
Yeah.
I felt like they were in love, like there was, or lust or something. There was something there. And that's something that's hard to fake. She's not that good of an actress, in my opinion. She's not she's never blown me away in anything.
Yeah.
So
Like, she's fine.
to-
She does the role fine. You know what I mean?
she's
That's
fine.
like,
She's fine. So I started to just kind of think about it. I've also had, I have a lot of sources in the industry. And one source is a talent agent who's worked with kids for years. She's been around for 40 years. And she's known Blake since she was 13. And Blake is, she's come up in this industry. Blake's mom was a very, very big talent agent and or manager. I can't remember. Maybe a manager. But the words from this woman says, nuts is nice to describe this mother, meaning crazy.
Yeah.
And, the brothers and sisters are all in the industry as well. Blake grew up very, very entitled, very, very, never heard no. And she was with Penn Badgley, which was her co-star on Gossip Girl for
Yes.
years. Penn is hot. Penn is sexy. He's a good-looking guy. Ryan Reynolds, from what this woman knows, said she had heard that even Blake felt like, he didn't have this like crazy sex appeal. Ryan Reynolds is a good looking guy,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of people look at Ryan Reynolds as like, I want to just like rip my clothes
No,
off. He's a
not at all.
funny, good looking guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that there is
Quirky.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just think, she married this really successful man.
Uh-huh.
There was a sex appeal that I felt that she had with Justin. And it explains a lot. It explains why Ryan got so heavily invested. There's a jealousy factor, I think,
I think so.
involved.
Yeah. I do. I mean, the scenes were insane. They were super close. Like the fact that he came in and then apparently he was kind of writing some of the script as well, which is fucking odd.
It's not normal.
Like my like in my opinion of it, like I just feel like what you said, a bit of that. I feel like she's a bit of like the ego is there. There's a bit of narc in it. Like I feel like Justin completely like bit his tongue throughout that whole fucking movie. I feel like she was just difficult, like choosing her own outfits, going against the wardrobe, and then she said they're all my clothes. Then another interview, like I would never dress that, or would like it's fucking bipolar stuff. And I think then that she did all the interviews and then she came off awful on them, like about the baby bump thing, that comment, and like there was just a bunch of others, and she's just so fucking unlikable. And then this happened. But I also feel like she never got the reaction she wanted it from Justin. Those people want reactions. They make difficult fucking situations. And I think this has happened. And I feel like she started this, she did the story with the New York Times and they came out with all this and she cherry picked the text messages. And I feel like it's one of those things. She's probably been doing this all her life. There's another story on TikTok, a woman that worked at Teen Vogue. She was on set doing some shoot or something like that. And
I'm
she was
messaging with her cool mom, Jamie. She and I are in each other's DMs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like, she
awesome.
never even like engaged with Blake. She was just on set and she went back to the office and her boss called her in and said, Blake Lively said you were super unprofessional. You were this, that, and the other. And she was like, what the fuck? I didn't even like engage with her. I was just standing there.
She made her cry.
Yeah, mean girl behavior. And I feel like you keep doing that to people. We know some other people out there that do that to people. And one day, someone will say no. And this is her no.
It's going to come back to bite you in the ass.
Absolutely.
Because this is the year, and you know who set this tone? Kristen Cavallari, who I love.
Yeah.
She was on Bunny's podcast. Bunny is like Jelly Roll's wife. It's so random. This is so random.
Yeah.
I don't even really know Bunny, but someone told me to listen to this podcast. It came out last week. And she's exposing like all these things, but she talks about the Kardashians. And she's like, 2025 is the year where like karma comes back to bite bad people in the ass.
Yeah.
And like if you're a bad person, we're enough protecting. Right? We shouldn't protect bad people. And I really like this. I like this idea because I think Hollywood is all about really kind of bubbling up, putting the bubble around. And of course we had people like the Harvey Weinstein and the Epsteins and stuff that got exposed. But most people, of course Diddy and stuff, but most people have been protected in this industry and continue to be protected, like the Kardashians. And I think someone like a Blake Lively, what she's done is not criminal. What she's done is not something that a lot of A-list actors don't do, which is diva behavior. This is very common. It's very normal. But the truth is, if you're going to be an asshole and a bully on set, and actually Justin Baldoni, I just heard it, he's going to be, I believe his lawyer is going to be on the Megyn Kelly show today, which is, obviously it's a Fox News show, but he's going to be on the Megyn Kelly show, and Justin Baldoni calls in and he speaks about at the premiere, which is in his lawsuit, at the premiere of his own film that he optioned the book 5 years before. He produced the movie and he directed. He was allocated with his own family and friends to like a basement separate from the star. He was alone, separate from everyone, and like with folding chairs and sodas, like a PA, like an intern. And this was how he was treated. So he's literally saying Blake Lively bullied me on my own set. And this is actually something that should be called out. The question is, why did she go through this process and file this complaint and lawsuit? Is it really the sexual harassment? Was it that bad? Was it that devastating for her that she had to do this? Because she had to have known that all these things were going to happen.
Also, everyone, in case you do not know, my merch store is now live at hurrdatmedia.com/shop. My personal favorite is the hoodie with Don't Let It Stu down the side. I designed them and they're fun. Grab yourself a mug, an apron, a baseball cap. hurrdatmedia.com/shop.
That all these things were going to come out.
Exactly. And it's like the text messages are the text messages. Like, you're literally fucking lying. And he has the text messages of everything. Like,
receipts.
I know. I think she really thought, like those people do, they think they can bully you all the way. And that we have so much money and we're an A-list couple. He's not going to come after us. Well, he fucking did.
Or you just say the word sexual harassment maybe, and then the world stands with you.
And that's another problem as well I have with it. And like WME dropped him. It's like, you know what? Shit gets thrown around. Things get said. And, you know, it's fucking happened to me too. And you don't like, can I say my piece? Like, can I say my piece before we all start fucking making decisions? Like,
we have to hear both sides. It's true.
It's not fair. And you just throw a word out and it's too late then.
It's too
You can't
late.
just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's out there. Now you've poisoned the pond. Like, it's, you know, now we think this of you. But great fucking comeback on his side. Like, just releasing everything. He's going to sue the New York Times for $250 million. He's like, I have fucking nothing to hide here. You don't.
The question is, I guess the question is, what happens now? If he loses this case, or if he loses the battle at the end of this long case, whatever it's going to be, does he have a career?
I think
I don't know.
It really needs to come out where like he was fucking wronged, and then everybody would be like, I want to work with them. I want to work with. Like, I think people know that already. That like she's not looking great.
Does she ever have a career, even if she wins? Because she sounds like a freaking
nightmare. No, there's nobody. And I've heard, and my ex-boyfriend, not my previous ex, a few exes ago, he's a stylist, and he worked on a commercial with Ryan Reynolds, and he said he's complete fucking a-hole.
So that's the thing is like Ryan Reynolds has this really nice guy image in Hollywood. No one has ever heard anything bad about him until this. And now all this stuff, people are now opening the doors and looking through the closet of Ryan Reynolds. And now all this shit is coming out about him, like how he apparently on Deadpool, he got the director to quit Deadpool after the first one because he was like creating all these control issues over there on Deadpool. And now I'm thinking, was Ryan Reynolds like, is he mad at Blake Lively for doing this too? Because now he looks bad too. This is going to be such a stain on their careers.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this is, and you know, Zach always says it all the time too. He's like, I feel like we're just fucking getting started.
I can't wait.
I know.
I like it. I hate to say it, but these kinds of stories are
so weak. You need the storyline. It's great.
But these stories are so interesting to me. These are more interesting than like a Real Housewives story because it's the inner workings of Hollywood. Like to me, I love this stuff because I find it like I find it interesting when like the Hollywood walls kind of come crumbling down.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. I mean, I wasn't really interested in it at the beginning. Then it came out, the whole story, and then it was getting interesting. And then I would see like you guys or your videos. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. It's easy enough to follow. Then I turned on Netflix and it was recently added. And I was like, okay, I need to watch it and kind of get this full scoop. Yeah.
The last thing I'll say, and there's going to be more every other day, I'm sure. And when his new lawsuit comes out, because he's going to now sue Blake, countersue her for claiming the sexual harassment. But what is really interesting here is that what he's saying basically is that there's a few things here. She's already claimed sexual harassment in her career before, which is crazy. In 2017, she revealed that she's been sexually harassed on the Gossip Girl set, which is also adds another thing. But secondly, I have a source that I won't reveal because he's too good of a source, but he's married to someone who works at Sony. and he's related to someone who works at William Morris. So like, it's too good.
We all know. Yeah.
And he is all I know is that he confirmed my feelings about Blake, right? He confirmed. And then also said the real story is the publicist, Stephanie Jones. He's like, that's who you need to focus on, because she's the publicist that sold Justin Baldoni's publicist to the river or through the river or whatever by giving Blake Lively's team all those text messages and the New York Times, all those text messages. So that's what we really need to focus on, is that publicist, because this is a publicist. Like, this is the real story.
She forwarded the text messages to New York Times, like the cherry-picked ones.
She's the reason, I think, for the lawsuit, because I think she basically picked up the phone to Blake Lively's team and she's like, I got all of this. That you guys have a case here. I think they tried to smear you. That's my guess, is that she basically was like, because she wanted to screw over her old employee.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a movie. It feels like The Wolf of Wall Street, like one of those.
It probably turned into a movie.
It will.
Justin Baldoni will be the director.
Oh. And then Blake Lively will star and bully him.
Oh my God. Anyway, but like, yeah, as I said, like, you can't keep treating people a certain way and expect the same energy from them. They tap out. People fucking tap out.
Yeah.
You can't. And it's like,
and there's too many.
It's like, come on, look at yourself.
And with like TikTok now and Instagram and like cameras and like, there's too many people watching that will. And not everyone signs NDAs everywhere they go, right? Like, people will open up and tell people you're an asshole.
Yeah, and there's the footprints are just, there's so many footprints as well. Like, it's like, how could you not think that he had all the text messages? Like, I mean, I just really think they betted on just scaring him and not him doing anything.
Or just letting the world think he was so bad. Yeah. And then hoping that was enough.
Yeah, I really do. Because it's just crazy. Let's move on to the Jen Aydin thing, because I've been
speaking of bad.
Speaking of bad, speaking of ego, God, I met her once in the Hamptons last summer. She was really nice to me, and Teresa was there too. I was with Jill Zarin at their Hamptons the summer thing, and it was the dinner the night before. Now it's come out. Well, it came out a few days ago that the cruise now has canceled her from the Housewives cruise with Teresa and Dolores. They released a statement today. Was it today they released it? I just saw it online. I'm not going to read it.
They released the statement. The cruise company released the statement?
The cruise company released a statement saying, like, we don't want to be the people of the cancel people and this, that, and the other, but we don't want to have drama or hate or whatever they said. I'm paraphrasing. But then they said, but we still can't wait, and we're so excited about the cruise with Dolores, Teresa, and surprise housewife.
Ooh.
So she is going to be replaced.
I wonder by who?
Not Margaret.
Who could be the third? Like, who else are they on?
Jackie Schneider?
Oh, maybe Goldschneider.
Goldschneider. Yeah. Could be.
I'm going to DM her. We follow each other. I'm going to ask her.
She's always nice, and she responds. I've chatted with her.
Sweet.
She's so sweet. She is. I think, like, there's so many questions to this with this airport thing.
I'll tell you my biggest problem with
Please tell me what your. Please tell me.
Well, I mean, this is obviously this is not really my biggest problem, but my biggest problem is who the hell orders a tuna fish?
That's everybody's biggest problem.
Okay.
I mean, someone's going to punch her in the face.
7 a.m.
Imagine someone opening that up. Fucking hell. Tuna's my worst nightmare. Tuna
and hard-boiled eggs at 7 a.m. would be cruel.
And I can even I could get past the hard-boiled eggs. At least it's a breakfast food, so you could get through it.
You don't eat tuna fish in any way in your life?
Not out of a can.
You'll eat
I'll eat tuna, sushi, all that stuff. Yes.
You won't eat canned tuna fish.
No, I think it's vile. The smell of it is just. And then when I hear people doing like tuna melts, that's disgusting. Like fucking warm tuna out of a can with cheese. Just stop. It needs to go away.
You've insulted the chef, Jen.
It's just like, so that's it. And then also like Jersey Mike's, we're going there. Like you're a housewife and I'm a celebrity. Yeah, I am a celebrity. Wow.
everything about it was so bad. But the craziest thing, I almost called you chef. The craziest thing, Stu, is when you're acting in such a vile way
Yeah.
in public, usually you get caught because someone else pulls out their phone
Yes.
to
This is
film
fucking crazy.
yourself. To film yourself and then say, "Oh, I'm going to share this on
I'm share this. I'm so
Instagram."
proud of myself.
And I don't think she was drunk. She was
No.
sober.
7 a.m.
This is psychotic behavior. She thinks that well of herself that she thought her audience would find this not only like relatable, they would agree with her.
Yeah. She needs to go to Kabbalah, where I go. Because when
She
things like
needs to
that
go
happen,
anywhere.
when
Do you go to
stuff like that
Kabbalah?
happens, and I'll give a little tidbit here for people. Kabbalah is great. It's like universe, like manifesting, all that kind of stuff. It's great. It's not religion. It's not a cult. I'm telling you. But one thing they say, and this happens every day in our life, they call this a test, right? And we get tests all over the day, throughout the day. I go to a grocery store all the time. There is slow ass cashiers out there and stuff like that. The old me before I started going would have been like, fuck, come on, like stressing myself out, right? Now I just take a breath. I'm like, what a pleasure. This is awesome. I get to be here. I get to be in this line. This woman is working away, and I just talk myself out of it, and I'm just so calm. And that, it's just don't react. Just stop reacting. It's just nonsense.
There's this new book
Yeah.
by Mel Robbins. I basically am an ambassador. Let them.
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing. And
Same
Craig,
thing. Yeah.
I'm about to tell you about Craig and Paige, but Craig talks about it today in his stories because he says you can't control other people's actions. You can only control your own reaction.
But you can fucking really upset yourself and get yourself into such a tizzy and then start overthinking, well, what am I not? It always, I promise you, it always works out. When you calm down, you'll get to the place in time. You won't be late. Like, you can't do anything. So don't ruin your fucking day over it.
But you know what that you know what you need to do that? You need self-awareness. I don't think a lot of housewives have it.
You need the tools. Like, I've been going to those classes for a year. You know what I mean? I'm starting back Kabbalah 1 again next week with David Guillaume. Go follow him on Instagram. He's amazing messages every day.
You actually go to classes in person?
I go once a week.
On Robertson still?
On Robertson, yeah. I go get. Yeah.
I used to go to a sushi restaurant with my dad when I was growing up, and it was right next to the Kabbalah Center, and we used to see Ashton Kutcher always.
Yeah.
And Demi Moore.
I love it. Yeah, and Demi Moore too.
Wait,
Madonna used to go
are celebrities ever in there anymore?
Do you know what? When I went to Kabbalah 1 the first time, like my mom had just died. It was just after that, and I was in my third class or something like that. Erica Jane was there.
Stop.
Yeah. And she looked at me and I looked at her, and I think because I'd met her, I went to her party. Was it when she turned 45, when she had the disco party in her backyard?
It was on the show?
It was on the show, yeah. I went with my friend William because he used to work with them and stuff back in the day. But yeah.
Oh my God.
So it was, that was the only person I saw, celebrity I saw there. Yeah, it's funny.
And you wear the red string?
Yeah, here. There.
Stop.
I have two of them. I have a David Yurman one, and then I actually have the one from the center.
Do you know anything about the Baha'i faith? That's what Justin Baldoni does.
Oh.
It's not similar to Kabbalah. I wonder if it's similar in any way.
Also, did you find him so sexy in that movie? He grew on me.
Yes.
Initially,
but I also
was
find him cheesy as all. His real life personality is cheesy to me, Justin Baldoni.
Oh, it is it? Okay.
Have you seen his TED Talk?
Oh no, I'm not fucking looking at a TED Talk.
He's really anti-toxic masculinity, and he thinks he's he talks about being a feminist and stuff. That bugs me a little bit too.
Very different to the character on the show, on the movie.
Yeah, because in real life he's like, I believe you should be vulnerable as a man.
I'm okay. I don't.
Okay.
Send it to me. Tell me about the breakup, the Bravo breakup, the massive one. I don't watch the show, but Dana knows a lot about it. So
if you're a Bravo fan, you know about Paige and Craig. This is the Bravo. This is the breakup that broke Bravo's heart. So Andy Cohen calls them Bravo's first couple. This is like a Kyle and Mauricio, but for the younger generation, basically. Paige is on Summer House. Craig is Southern Charm, and Craig is so damn hot. He's so cute.
He's really nice in person too.
He's a good guy. I mean, from what we know, and he's
when I met him,
And he's like a Martha Stewart, right? Like he's created all these businesses and now he owns restaurants. We should all take a group trip to Charleston and go check out his
Time to
restaurant.
go to Charleston.
Oh my God, I want to go to Charleston so bad.
So fucking bad.
It looks so fun.
Beautiful. And like
Have you
beautiful
been?
water. And the restaurants there are meant to be incredible.
I feel like there's so much to do. Let's get Zach. Let's just go on a road trip to Charleston.
Maybe you guys can do like a live show and like people will come. The two of you. Why don't you do that?
I think that's such a good idea.
We'll go to Charleston. All expenses paid.
Okay, you're paying?
Yeah, right.
Who's paying?
Send messages to Donna and Zach and see what you guys
send us messages and tell us where to go and if you'll come along.
I'll come along for the ride and I'll do like a culinary tour with you guys.
You'll open
tickets.
So anyway, he's doing great and his career has really taken off in the last few years. He went from being kind of like a party fuck boy on the show to now being a really, really successful businessman and entrepreneur. Paige was on Summer House and it was always just like this really hot, funny girl.
Yeah.
But in the last 3 years with her Giggly Squad, she does with Hannah Berner.
Okay.
And she has taken off too, like exploded. Her business is so big. Giggly Squad is so successful.
It's a podcast, is it?
It's a podcast and they did 56 live shows this last year, sold out.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they're like top 10, top 20 podcasts of all podcasts. Like they're huge. And she's also like an Amazon Live girl, Amazon influencer. Like she makes so much money. So they're very successful. The problem was she's like a New Yorker and he's a Charleston guy. He wants to settle down and have babies.
Yes.
She's kind of like hesitant. And we've watched it on both shows. We've watched it on Southern Charm and Summer House for years. And then right before New Year's, they dropped an episode on Giggly Squad where she said Craig and I are no longer together. But she made it out like it was a mutual breakup. Mm-hmm. And the world was like, no. But we hadn't heard from Craig. And then just this morning. Sorry?
How long were they together?
3 years.
3 years, okay.
And everyone was like, they're going to get engaged. They're going to get engaged. I mean, the people that have been really paying attention kind of didn't think so. I didn't think so. But everyone was hoping for it. And then today he finally went on his stories and he was like, I'm in shock. It's been really unexpected. It's really sad when your best friend, someone you talk to every single day of your life, is just gone. Isn't that heartbreaking?
It is heartbreaking. Yeah.
And now, so this is the craziest thing about it. So obviously the world feels so bad for Craig, and obviously we know that Paige broke up with him. Paige is not a villain. I mean, she had to follow her heart, obviously. She knew it wasn't going to work out, and they're going to be fine. They're both so successful and so hot. But the question is like, they're both, number one, they're both on the same network. So they're in the same industry. Like BravoCon, they're going to both be at, right? Like that's weird. Number two.
It sounds like they don't hate each other, though.
For now.
Yeah, okay.
But like, they're gonna probably both start dating other people. How weird is that gonna be? And then they're both public people. And it's like they're following each other on social media now, but they're gonna see each other in each other's feeds and like on TMZ or on Us Weekly or whatever and blogs, and they both follow Bravo accounts. Okay, the public breakup. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You know what it's like.
I do.
It's got to be hell.
Yeah, it just, I mean, I'm not like this fucking star, massive star or anything like that.
No, but like you're in the world and the industry. It's gotta
I think like, like when it happened and so forth, I think it was just, I just was like, just in myself and in my own feelings and stuff like that and just trying to get through each day. And like, and it was kind of weird for me because my mom had just died as well when fucking went like a week after the breakup or something like that. So it just all like fucking came at once. So it was just, everything was up in the air. So I was like, am I sad about my mom? Am I sad about the breakup? I'm upset about both. Like, it's just, it all kind of came together. So it was just like getting through day by day. It sucked,
Yeah. And then you have to see like when the other person's really successful or, even more successful.
That's
like
the hard part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's hearing about the other person because it's vice versa. Like on my Instagram, I'm posting all the time and doing like whatever.
And you were going viral like crazy.
It's like some of my recipes do. Yeah. And it's it's fun. And then like the whole Fab Five thing. And then like sometimes like people will slide into my DMs and like tell me about Jeff and what he did on the show today. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, thanks. I'm like, right. And it's just, so you never like, so if you were to get over something in like, we'll say 6-8 months, it just prolongs it. Because now the person is kind of always at your forefront in a way. So but you can't do anything about it. You know, there's so many people out there like that send DMs and stuff like, oh, wish you were together. Like, oh, you know, all this kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, because you think about it, like in normal life, when you break up with someone, even if you have a good breakup, you literally can make that choice to completely cut them out, which is what they say to do. They say, cut them out, unfollow them, block them or whatever, like cut ties. And you can do all that. You can block the person, you can cut them out. But if they're public figures, like you're going to hear about them or you're going to see them somehow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like you can be having like such a great day and stuff. And then like you might see something, you're like, fuck. And it just brings you right back. It like 10 steps back again. And you have to get to that place. It's fine.
So like, I mean.
I'm used to it now.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, it still happens to you, you said. Like, you're still getting DMs about things.
Sure, yeah, sometimes,
and it's been a year, over a year. I don't even know now. And so Craig, like, poor guy, she was just at the Knicks game last night, Paige, and I'm sure he saw it all over his feed. Like, it's just going to suck to have to go through it. And she's so hot. Like, she's going to go on so many dates.
But, like, did they just break up because of, like, the New York Charleston thing?
To me, I think that's probably like the excuse she gave, where she was probably like, "You want this, and I want this, and it's just never going to work. Like, I'm never going to move to Charleston."
How old is he, roughly?
I think he's like late 30s, and she's early 30s.
Okay.
But he was going to move to New York. Like, he wanted to do anything to make it work. I think he would have literally cut off his ball to be with her. He was freezing sperm. Like, he was, which is weird, but he was really seriously ready. He's stopped drinking. He changed his entire life for her. He started like changing his look. I mean, I think he was one of those people that was, and I have a feeling that she was like giving him pressure, like, do this and maybe it will work. Do this and maybe it'll work. And he kept changing and changing and changing. And like, it was never enough because I don't think he was the one.
Let her go off, do her thing. Let her go date people, and she'll see what's missing probably. I think
every single girl that follows me and like knows, like on my show and stuff, they're all like, think about if you're a single girl in Charleston right now, like what you're going through to think, how do I get into his DMs? Like, he's going to be getting girls flying his way, literally defying gravity. Like the wind from Los Angeles.
I know. Oh my God.
I'm so glad I'm married and like in Los Angeles. Can you imagine if I was single in Charleston, the stress, the pressure to get into Craig's DMs? I would be like, what do I do? How?
Oh my God. Well, anything else? Do you have any food questions for me before we go? Just like whatever.
Yeah, like what do you want to come over and cook for my kids 5 days a week?
Sure. You're not too far away, like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, but you're in the valley,
yeah,
right?
You have nothing else going on.
Nothing else going on. We'll figure it out. We'll do a dinner some night with like you and Zach. You'll come over and I'll cook something simple.
Oh my God, could you?
Yes.
But Zach says he's doing 75 hard. Does that mean he doesn't eat bad food?
Well, like he's gonna have his diet, whatever that is. Like my major diet. So for people that don't know, 75 hard is like 2 workouts a day. You read 10 pages of a self-help book. You take a photograph every morning just for continuity. Follow a diet. Whatever that diet is for you, you know when you're eating shit food. So stay away from shit food. So like any fast food for me, any Chinese at the weekends, no fries. If I want a burger, that's fine. I can do it without a bun. I'll make it myself. If I want fries, I will get a russet potato. I'll cut it up. I'll put it in the air fryer. So I'll do all the healthy options of all the bad shit if I really want it. I'll save a shit ton of money on Uber Eats.
That's so true. So you're going to just really try to home cook.
Like last night, I had like chicken noodle soup. You know what I mean? And a tiny bit of rice. Like that was it. A lot of protein though.
But I actually love home cooking. Like I cook all the time at home.
But see, the thing about it is I do it for my job, so I get exhausted by it. And then
it's
And
work.
then I come home and I'm like, I don't want to fucking cook again. So what I do now is try and cook like while I'm up at the house. I'll cook a little thing on the side and then I have it and then I just come home and eat it.
Can you do that? Can you just
Yeah,
bring some home?
they're super, super cool, the people I work for. Yeah, absolutely. And there's always leftovers and stuff like that. Yeah.
What? Okay, so speaking of, so now like open forum, open questions. Um, you were mentioning the dinner the other night, right? Like, because I'm
Yeah.
just a little like, I'm just gossipy and I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
yeah.
So you're friends with that whole crew.
Sure. Yeah, I am.
Do you get a lot of DMs being like, so you're friends with all of Jeff's former friends?
Like, do you know what? They're more like they'll be kind of nasty on the photograph underneath. Like, I may have gotten like 2 like vomit like emojis. Like 2. I get a lot like really glad to see you're all hanging out. It's nice to see you're all doing well. There's a lot of positivity. There really is. Like
That's
things
good.
have shifted. Yeah, they really have.
That's
So I'm
good.
like, I don't feel like, and for people that are just like, oh, you're doing it to piss them off. I'm like, we really are not, guys. It's like been 14 months. I genuinely like all those people, and we have a fucking laugh when we get together, and we're not getting together that much. Like, I'll see Megan more than any of the rest of them, to be honest. We'll go for a hike and so forth, or I'll go over to her house and stuff. Like, she's just easy, and I've always got along with Megan, even before I dated Jeff. Like, I was like friends with her before we even started dating. And so she's a good one. I really like her. I always do.
You knew Megan before you and Jeff got
Yeah,
together?
because I did his show with Amy Phillips in the Cookbook, and so I met Megan then, and I was like, and then we went to the Christmas party, and I was there, and I was chatting with her all the time, and then we had like a glass of wine one day, and we drove over the valley. So I've always like liked her, and I've always kind of chatted with her all the time, and
She's so
then
sweet.
she's funny as fuck. That's why I
I
love
met her I've obviously always loved her and listened to her
her. Yeah,
on the show. And then I met her at BravoCon in 20, whatever year that was, 23. And that was right when she got sober. And
yeah,
she was so kind. She gave me her phone number. She was like, you
yeah,
can always text me if you. I asked if she would want to ever do my show. I never actually got around to it because it was like right when
yeah,
she got
yeah, yeah,
sober.
yeah.
I felt like a little weird about it. But she was, and then like soon after that, she stopped doing Jeff's show. And I felt like, but she was so missed on Jeff's show. Just
Mm.
honestly, and without getting so deep into it, that was like a huge, huge lack for Jeff's show. Like her leaving that show was like a big loss.
People really like her. Yeah.
Oh my God. She brought such a
She's
like
so
a
random,
right-hand
and
man to that
she's just so
show.
random and say the funniest things. It's just like it's awesome. It just she cracks me up. She always has. But yeah, who knows?
That's
Look,
sad.
here's the thing. Time will tell. Like you always say never, and like things. Just life is fucking crazy. Like I never thought I'd be here. Like a year, whatever it's been, like with this little podcast and like just having fun with it and just like and hanging out with that crew, and it's weird. It's weird. So you just never know.
No, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's really true. It's been such a journey because I just hit my 2 year doing this, and like
Oh,
I was just
congratulations.
saying, like I really think I really did not know this world at all, and I was kind of naive and a
Yeah.
little bit gullible and just stupid about a lot of things. I said too much, and I was just,
Yeah.
you really don't realize like the hard work that goes into it, and our words, like the weight of the words that we say, and you say things
Mhm.
that hurts people's feelings, and everyone's really working hard, and everyone has a journey, and everyone has feelings, and we have to be more sensitive to everything we say,
Yeah.
but everyone, like, with everything that just is going on with Justin Martindale and Jeff right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive for Justin, but I also understand that Justin hurt Heather a lot, who's a good friend of yours.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it's like so many moving
It's so
parts.
sticky. I'm just like I don't want to fucking talk about it. I'm just
Yeah,
like
I mean, for
I'm
you,
not
it's
in
got to
it
be
anymore
really
anyway.
weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really like I don't know Justin. I'm not in that whole like atmosphere anymore with Jeff or anything like that. So it's just I guess I just would say it's just drama. It's just more fucking stuff. Like it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, there's like but I think at the end of the day, like
It's a new part.
everyone is on their own path, right? Like
Yeah.
you're on your own path. Justin, Jeff, Heather, Zach Peter, me, Kelly Dodd,
Yeah.
like everyone,
Yeah.
and everyone's talking about everything, right? But
Sure.
at the end of the day, everyone just is trying to do their own thing. And like I don't think anyone's really trying to kill anyone or like put anyone
No.
down.
And that's the thing as well. It's like there's room for everybody. Don't be jealous of anybody because there's just fucking room for everybody. And when you
Absolutely.
do that, like everything works out. I remember like that. Just a quick example. Like I remember when I got switched out with the queer eye, thing, and the thing with
Yes.
Anthony and stuff like that. I was like just inconsolable, like whatever the word is, for like 3 months, right?
Understandably.
And then I was just, I couldn't see anything. I had to unfollow a few of them. I just was like, I can't see any of this, and I was so jealous. And I was like, God, I can't feel like this. I'm just going to hold back. I'm not going to get my own thing or whatever. And then I was at Cicconi's one day, and he was there. Anthony was there, and he came up to me, and I was sitting at the bar, and I turned around, and I was like, how are you? And this, that, and the other. And he was so nice and sweet. And I was like, congratulations. I said, I'm so happy for you and stuff like that. But at the time, obviously, I was pissed. And after he was nice, and it was like a Sunday or something, and he left, and I was like, okay, you can't be mad with him. It's not his fucking fault. Let it go. Power to him, and you'll be fine. And it just changed from that day on. I was like, I'm never
Because
going to look at somebody again and just be like, fuck you. You can't believe you got that, not me. No point. Move on.
let them.
Let them. That's it.
Seriously, let them,
Yeah.
right? Because your anger did nothing but hold you
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God I learned from that like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I don't know what it is now.
That's so crazy. That's a cool
Yeah.
story though. That
Yeah.
that released you. It let you
It
off.
did. It really did. And I was like, was really
Yeah.
happy. And I think I got like teary eyed as well afterwards. I was like, something released from me. It was crazy.
It's happened to me with casting jobs. Like I lost some of the biggest casting jobs and I was devastated about it. And then the show went on and then the show got canceled after like 6 episodes. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh
See
my
what
God, I was
happened? Yeah.
crying for months and it's gone.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you're the
Anna,
best,
thank
Stu.
you so much for coming on. Tell everybody where they can find you. And I'll have to come on your podcast soon as
Oh
well.
my God, please, let's
Yes,
talk
of
shit
course.
on my show. So I go live every day, Monday through Friday. I'm on YouTube. I go every single day at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Daily Dose of Dana, that's Dana, annoyingly. And I have, obviously, it's also audio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and then Instagram and TikTok at This Is Dana Bowling.
All right. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. And we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Yay. Bye.